Testing, testing.
Testing your speakers on StreamYard. Sounds like they're working. Have a great show. Testing your speakers.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Can you hear me? Okay, cool, cool, cool. There we go. All right. All right. Technical difficulties. Sorry about that. I do apologize for the inconvenience, and I don't even know where I left off because I like, dude, I was going by. I don't know. Let me pick off where I left off then. Um, where we were talking about Joshua and what he could have done as far as trash talk or mental breakdown. I don't think he can do that to Usyk, but then you could try, but I don't think AJ is the guy to do that. He's not going to, he's not that type of person. And really, I don't even think he could. Like, if he was going to go below the belt, I think Tyson Fury could do shit like talk about Russia and all that, you know, um, and the political stuff. And that may do something to Usyk based on because it's fresh. The shit's going on right now. You know what I mean? And I think Tyson Fury could do that, but nonetheless, I don't think that's AJ's job. And then I don't think AJ can do that based on the endorsements and the people that give him loads of money, to wear and promote their stuff, right? Because when you start talking about political stuff, you know what I mean, especially something that's going on in the land, you're representing the people that pay you. So I don't think he can do that. Dude, the thumbnail looks like the Black Brit Hitman alert. Hitman heart. I don't know what that means. What I've learned from AJ, lost to Usyk when you got to do something, do it right the first time. 21 minutes it took you to fix this. Oh, well, that's bullshit because, you know, um, I don't think that's the case. Damn, maybe it was. Hmm. Now all that talking I was doing, nobody heard me, huh? That's a crock. Fury can say and his fans back him. Joshua read someone's speech and get crucified. Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, I remember that. I remember what went down in 2020 when he said that speech and we was at that Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he got a lot of hate from that. Not everyone hated him, but a lot of people, got offended. I don't know. But people do that. People get offended. You know what I mean? Certain people look for offense though. I mean, a lot of times people look for conflict. Yusef Artist, love from the UK, counterpunch to you. Um, Psycho Crusher. What's up, Kurt? I think that guy was trying to say he looks like the Black Brit, the Hat Man Hart from WWF. Oh, okay. Coming AJ. Hat Man is a tool. First time I heard that one, but then again, you can't win them all. But do you really would you want to win them all? That's the question. Big Wah, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Karma Serene in the building. Need your own YouTube channel. I've said that again. I think I've said that before. AJ has to speak it, believe it, and receive it, but he needs to whisper it. Wilder is a character. Yeah, that's right. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Joshua, you gotta speak it, believe it, receive it. I don't think you can beat him though, Joshua. I'm gonna tell you to your face. I think he gonna knock you out. I think he going to. I want him to. I want to make more money than you, Joshua. I don't like you or Eddie Hearn. You bitches tried to take everything from me. I want 50%. I want 50-50. I'm telling you, AJ is on smoke. Man's coming for everything, bro. Different animal watch. Will Stokes coming in with that prediction. If Joshua was mentally weak, how did he beat Ruiz in the rematch? Ruiz came in 300 pounds and he followed the game plan, which he should have had. But the question is like, um, I mean, like Andy Ruiz, that, everything happened all at once in that fight. You know what I mean? It wasn't like this fight. And I think this fight is going to be like, what's going to be the bulk of this fight? If let's say it goes 6 rounds, how do you see this fight going in, just after 6? Okay. Example, ding, ding. Okay. First round. What do you see guys doing? You see Usyk moving, working on that defense, ready to counter, ready to be first, right? And if he's not first, he's ready to answer. Because that's the thing about Usyk. Not only when AJ did hit him with a left hook or, or a hook or right hook around the guard, Usyk was already ready to come back. He wasn't just staying back trying to play it safe. He was actually letting people know, I'm the best fighter. I got hit. Now I'm going to return the favor. You know, Usyk had an answer for every attack that was put upon him. Big Wa says to this day, James Locke, if we took the whole world into consideration, it's got to be 88% Usyk and 12% AJ. Well, look, I can drive downtown in my town. Definitely Dallas, right? A bigger city. And you'll see the America flag and the Ukrainian flag. You'd swear Ukraine took over this motherfucker. What I mean? People are supporting the cause of Ukraine and what's going on over there. We may not be bringing like people over there, but we're bringing artillery, guns, you know, supplies, those type of things. So Richard in the building, DFW baby. But Long Star, AJ ain't going to never. AJ ain't going near Usyk again. I mean, if he beats Usyk, he won't. No, that's true. He'll Andy Ruiz his ass. AJ shouldn't have lost to Andy Ruiz the first, to be fair. Well, that's true. But I mean, that's what happens when you try to run through everybody. See, this is what should have happened in that fight. AJ should have dropped Andy Ruiz. After that, he should have boxed his ass 12 rounds. That's better than what he did. Now, could he have stopped Andy Ruiz? Who knows? But we all know what Andy Ruiz could do to AJ now, don't we? So, I mean, I don't think it mattered if he could stop him or not. No, I didn't see your message. You kill me with that, Atari. Like, what was the message? I didn't get it. What was it? Jaden Anthony coming in with that $4.49 blessing. It's simple. If AJ and Usyk both do what they need to do, AJ will win. I know Usyk's going to do his thing. I don't know about that big friendly bear, AJ. Big friendly bear. Jaden coming in with that. Appreciate the super chat. He'd call Anthony Joshua a big bear. All right, now Kurt Bashir Akbar Abakarov. will be the next future heavyweight boxing champion of the world. Okay. All right, guys. That's been stamped. It's been stamped in history. Appreciate that prediction there. Mhm. Kurt, I don't know what happened before the second stare down by the water, but Joshua looked mad as hell and Usyk sensed it. And angry Joshua is real good. Friendly Joshua is no good. Friendly Joshua, I think, is the representation of, success. I come from the tall, lanky kid that came from Watford that used to peddle drugs. Thought I was going to jail, got scared, thought I was going to do some time, started working out to protect myself from getting raped in prison, more than likely, people, you know. And I started boxing. Come to find out, hey, I was pretty good at this shit. And this is what we have: Olympic gold, good promotion, and now we have a millionaire. So I see that behind the laughs of Anthony Joshua. I see success. I see he knows. You know that shit that Tyson Fury? He's aligned his stars. He's done everything that he could possibly ever do. He's changed his whole life around. I'm proud of me, boy. The next day, that's your Joshua, you're a bum. Yes, angry AJ is what we need. Even if he loses, it will be a better fight from him for sure. But Usyk isn't a slouch. He's ready to return fire based off his size. Okay. I think this is what'll happen, people. I want you guys to pay attention. What will happen, I think, with AJ. I think AJ and I think Deontay. I think these guys will lose their fights. Just like Deontay lost, I think AJ will lose. I think he will lose in probably the best possible way. I think it'll be an action-packed fight. I think it would be probably the reverse of how Vladimir Klitschko went. I picked Klitschko to beat Joshua in 2017 in April. Okay, Joshua surprised me. Joshua came back and knocked him out, and it was so surprising. I remember that I was watching that fight with my dad, and we were just like ecstatic because me and my dad like to watch boxing matches. I've watched a couple live with him, and I think this time around, AJ is going to prove that he may not be the best, but I think he's going to prove that he's entertaining, and I think the trainer that he has is going to show the best out of AJ action wise. Remember, he picked a Mexican trainer. Mexicans know how to fight. They know how to fight. They know how to brawl. They know how to work the body. They have made art form of body punching assault. It's an art form to it. You remember, you guys ever seen Creed? And you seen how they had Creed? They took him to Mexico, and he was in there. They had him on the inside, and he was working the body, and they had his front foot and the other fighter's front foot in a tire, and they just worked each other. I think that's what Roberto Garcia is doing to Anthony Joshua because he's going to need that. Now, will it be enough to win? Maybe, maybe not. But I think he will be another proven guy that gets his heart back. But I think it's going to come at a price. See, this is heavyweight boxing, people. Watford. Okay. I always get it fucked up. Sorry. It took me a long time to say Tottenham. Okay. So, sorry. Usyk said it will be around 13. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do a video on that. You know what I mean? And then really to recap on that, Usyk, I think Usyk is going to pick up where he left off. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm gonna, explain that in depth, but yeah, he's gonna pick up where he left off. You know what I mean? So I think that's what 13. So I mean, basically, that's what you should have. Nothing that starts gradually. And if it starts that way, we're gonna have one hell of a fight, and that supports exactly what I was talking about with Anthony Joshua. He may prove he may not be a Floyd Mayweather, okay, or a Terrence Crawford, but he definitely will prove that he's like a Arturo Gatti, okay, a Julio Cesar Chavez. He might not win every fight, but the fights that he's in, you're gonna love to see him. And I like how Anthony Joshua responded. It's like, as long as people want to see me, I'm going to keep fighting because I still have goals. He's not like a Derek Chisora. You know what I mean? Shit. This is his. He has 2 losses, and the people you guys still love Derek Chisora. I just have this feeling we're about to see a modern day classic. Look, Vic. I feel the same way. AJ's ring walk should be like Tupac me against the world because majority of people are doubting him. That's all right. He's getting more money. So I don't think everybody's against him. The bank ain't against him. I reckon Usyk coming in same weight, smoke and mirrors. Probably so, say Dunn. I wouldn't doubt it. We need AJ that fought White for the British title. James Locke, absolutely. Oh man, I have a hellified video coming about that real soon. Real soon. Maybe not today, but tomorrow. Because I have so many. I have 6 that I haven't. So I do 6, then I do 6, then I do 6, or 7 or 8, you know. Now people care about the Ring magazine, but don't mention it when Fury had the belt. Well, I think it's one of those things. Jaden coming in with another $4.49. He needs to stop kissing grandmas and babies on his walkout, Kurt. Kiss the babies later. Yeah, I mean, he's just showing he's like that model. You guys ever seen The Boys? Like, he's like fucking Highlander. No, he's like Homelander. No one loves watching Chisora. I don't know. Usyk is wise not to go at angry fighters. I mean, shit. Who's to say Usyk's not angry? Ring magazine equals lineal. I doubt that. Um, I wish it was, but it's not. Watford. Watford. Is it Watford? Okay. Watford. Antonio Matthews. Joshua's downfall came from Hearn and DAZN putting a sick/hurt Joshua in a fight to crash into the U.S. market. Well, if they did that, they should have canceled the whole thing. You know why, Antonio? I agree with you because what happened with that was Joshua, if he was hurt, and the minute and they knew he was hurt. See, Joshua was hurt before um um Miller popped dirty. He was hurt before Jarrell Miller popped dirty because they knew it. What's her name? What's the promoter's name? Serafina. Serafina already had got wind that AJ was hurt with a concussion. So that means what's the cat's name? Uh Damn, what's the fighter, little short white fighter's name that got him? I forget his name right now. It's fleeting me. But he was the one that dropped AJ and gave him that concussion. Fucked him up real good, like, you know? Felix Savon's style was the best in heavyweights. He had a nasty style though, boy. Hmm. He did. People make excuses for AJ. He doesn't make excuses. Well, yeah, he doesn't. If AJ quits boxing, he's taking all the money with him. Heavyweight boxing will be done. Well, to the most part, I mean, they'll be fighting over crumbs when AJ leaves with all the cash. Eddie Hearn will say fuck it. Eddie Hearn will start promoting Canelo more and other fighters. You know what I mean? He'll still do heavyweight boxing, but it won't be like it was. So yeah, Joey DeWaco. Yeah, DeWaco had already injured AJ allegedly before Jarrell Miller popped dirty. So even when Jarrell Miller popped dirty, I think that should have been a sign. Hey, let's cancel this shit because AJ's already hurt. Jarrell Miller's popped dirty. So that was our fighter that we wanted to fight and showcase in America because he was a Brooklynite. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's just cancel, give everybody's money back. Let's do this. Let's do that. You know? Good point, but still regional. Rest of the UK calls it Watford. No, Richard, you didn't lose me again. No. Have you been into New Orleans? Man, I used to live in New Orleans. New Orleans is 5 hours from here. It's crazy. 3 hours from Dallas. Gotta love Shreveport, right? No disrespect, but Usyk had as heavyweight champion kills the sport in large. No, I think what it does, it makes people more jaded and more resentful that they didn't take the fucking money that Anthony Joshua offered in the fight. Now that goes for Wilder, that goes for Fury, that goes for Adam Kalnaki, that goes for Luis Ortiz, that goes for who else? Dillian White again, because he fought Dillian White, but Dillian White turned it down. Um, the only person I know that wasn't offered an AJ fight was Michael Hunter. Because by the time Michael Hunter was being suggested, Andy Ruiz was begging his fucking brains out on his knees for the fight. And he got it, you know? So that's that. AJ has a shot, but he has to land it. Usyk will win the longer the fight goes. Yeah, I think it favors Usyk because see, by that time, like Eddie Hearn said, and I think Eddie Hearn wants AJ, and I think he's pressuring AJ on the cool to get Usyk out of there early. Because if you don't, that man will learn you and he will be acquainted with you. And once he's acquainted with you, you can't land anything at all. And the things that you are landing won't really matter because he's in the zone. He's in the zone, people. Oh yes, he's in the zone. Do you know Randy Orton? He is from Missouri. No. AJ is a good finisher. He should remember that. Well, if he ever hurts Usyk like that, but even when he hit Usyk, you can tell Usyk's body language didn't suggest he was just fucking hurt like that. See, once you hurt anyone, you look at the legs, you see his eyes, you see, you're gonna feel the punch lands. When you punch someone, you feel it, bro. It's like when you hit someone, it's almost like that hole you've hit, you can feel it. You can feel a punch. If you ever had some gloves and you hit someone with a good shot, you're going to know that shot's landed. Okay, it's going to feel a certain way, it's going to sound a certain way. And even when he hit Usyk, he wasn't sure because Usyk wasn't giving him any body language. Now, that could be mind games. That could be a part of the mental makeup of Usyk that, bow, you hurt me, but I'm not going to show you you hurt me to that degree. They had to slow that shit down to show that, hey, yo, Usyk was rocked if you've seen his body language, but it was only for like a split second. It wasn't like, boom, oh shit, I'm wobbly, I'm doing the stanky leg, right? Limp noodle legs, none of that. Usyk retires AJ on Saturday night. Ooh, fuck off coming in with that AJ hate. I know he ain't gonna win. I know he don't win. I hope he ain't gonna win. AJ is trying to be very physical with Usyk. I mean, he should. And I think with Robert Garcia, if you know anything about him, he don't give a shit how you fight him. As long as you don't get any points deducted, fight him and beat him the best way you can. Use all you can. Look at Marcos Maidana. That motherfucker bit Floyd. Ah! You remember Floyd? Ah! Fucking bit me. He bit my fucking finger. He bit my finger. You should have heard that fucking. He fucking bit me. He bit my finger. Motherfucker bit me. I don't see him bite you anything, Floyd. I didn't see it. That's Kenny Bayless. Hashtag Floyd's referee of all time. Floyd got a stand-in referee. Here's an appointed referee for him. You hit Floyd hard. Bow! Break! Floyd, are you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. I have 150 pounds on AJ, so we'll see. South Wales Matt. Nico the best. Pulev has a good chin. He gets up a lot. Pulev does, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Look how many times Vladimir knocked him down, man. Juice 2016 through 2022. Sunrise, Charles Martin. Sunset, Oleksandr Usyk. Damn. That shit was gangster. Sunrise, Charles Martin. He was born. Sunset, Oleksandr Usyk. He went home. Damn. Crazy. Saudis are not paying for a Fury Usyk fight. That's bullshit. That's some bullshit. I bet you they will. They ain't gonna pay like that Joshua money because they have favorite interest in Joshua. Because if you notice, you heard Joshua say, "Mashallah." I know what that means. Look what God has done, and look what God has made in Arabic. God is good all the time, dude. I dated a Muslim girl for a long time, and I'm familiar with certain sayings that they use. Okay, fuck pork, right? Don't talk shit about people, you know. And so I know, like, yeah, Joshua, he's been reading the Quran, you know. Usyk hasn't got a trainer, no chance. Yeah, man, I did a video on that, man. That's why I'm like, yo, did I miss something? Did you guys see that or didn't see the or witness that there was no trainer? Like, who the hell's training Usyk? People say AJ's the bigger, the stronger man, but how do we really know? How do you know? Usyk might actually be the stronger man physically in the clinches. Just because he's taller don't mean he's stronger. Fuck off. You know what? You got a point there. You really got a point there because if you guys can remember in that fight, AJ tried to grab Usyk, right? He tried to grab Usyk, and Usyk shoved his ass off, like, "Yo, get off!" And AJ, like, he made the force like be with him. He went with that push. I'm like, "Yo, that push had some fucking strength behind it." So you might have a point there. Fuck off on the roll. The Psycho Crusher. Usyk follows Bruce Lee's teaching. You must become like water. You must become like water, my friends. It could fit in any container, but it can penetrate rock. Be like water. Man, Bruce was my boy, man. Hence why Fury wants Joshua to win. I don't know. See, this is what will this is what will destroy boxing. Let me show you how what will destroy boxing. Usyk beats the shit out of Joshua, and Tyson never fights him. The heavyweight division will die because all we will really have is this is what we will have. We will have Tyson Fury doing exhibitions like Floyd Mayweather. Then we'll have Usyk fighting guys like Joe Joyce, which we've already seen how that could go down. Yeah, this would be a rematch. We'll see. Everybody will want to fight Usyk, but then I don't think they would really be motivated to, because the money won't be there for Usyk like Joshua would. Joshua opens that money. Those dickheads will remember, like, yo, we should have took this money last time when he was offering us 4 or 5 million to fight him instead of 1 or 2, because the money's going to go down, right? And then Tyson doesn't fight him. That mega fight won't even be. It will be a fight that people want, but we won't get, right? And then you'll see Usyk fight a bunch of mandatories. He'll probably fight Ergovic, and then he'll fight Joe Joyce, then he'll fight Dubois. You know what I mean? So yeah, the heavyweight division won't be what it could have been. And as far as Joshua goes, Joshua will be out of the loop as far as for a heavyweight fight, unless there's some type of way Joshua can fight Wilder if they make the WBC, if they do hand over that belt away from Fury, if they snatch that weight belt from Fury, he could fight Wilder for it. Now we could see a Wilder Joshua fight. Now that would probably be the best fight that we could look forward to if Tyson Fury doesn't fight Usyk. But it'll just show you that Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight the best. Tyson Fury wants to fight who the fuck he wants to fight. That's all that shows, and that's all that will prove. You know, you should have been over when Pulev turned his back on AJ, just prolong the inevitable. Yeah, he shouldn't have never done that. When you turn your back, that means you either got hit with something that scared you. That's a sign of fear to me. You get hit and you turn your back, like, no, wait, you hurt me. Fuck you. Where was Usyk's trainer this week? James Locke. Locke, I mean, good question, bro. Very good question. Just did a video about it. Just posted a video maybe about an hour and a half ago. Because I woke up, guys, because I've been just kind of camping out. Video, 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 sleep, video, 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 sleep, video, 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 video. Right. And it just hit me like, yo, am I missing something? Where the hell is Usyk's trainer? Where the hell is somebody, right? Funny how Bayless officiates Floyd and how he officiates Wilder versus Fury too. Kinahan paid Bayless to officiate using UFC rules. Man, it was weird. It was it's some weird stuff going on with that. Um, he said mashallah. Now, AJ's kind of, you know, no, he ain't Muslim. He's a media guy talking Muslim for the Muslim country over ever does Saudi. Okay, because I heard him say, "Well, all of it's all the same. It's all good." Southern Fairies. Okay, Antonio Matthews. What other fights have the Saudis paid for minus Joshua or Hearn? Well, they were going to pay for Joshua Fury, but if Joshua gets beat in Saudi Arabia, hmm. AJ wants all of them, including Wilder, who keeps trashing AJ's jab and body shots for him. Well, I mean that's Wilder's job. I mean, if you're a Wilder, why wouldn't you talk shit about AJ? Let's just keep it a buck. The best thing that happened to Wilder was AJ. AJ wouldn't have ever got offered a DAZN deal to raise his marquee value, and the only reason it was raised because Anthony Joshua wanted an undisputed fight with him. And he wanted that damn undisputed fight because he wanted to be the first undisputed champion since 1999. Okay? So when we're dealing with someone's legacy, it's what you're willing to pay for someone's legacy. They offered Wilder that money to sign him on the zone because if they had Wilder on the zone, there would be no real competition in the heavyweight division. Because if you have Joshua and Wilder on the same network, the same platform, you don't have to worry about anything. Then they could have built Wilder accordingly. See, the $100 million they offered him was like a breakdown that consists of 3 or 4 fights. Two fights with Joshua, a build-up fight with Dominic Brazil, and probably another fight. Okay, so they wanted him on the platform, and they were going to pay him $100 million to do it, or 120, or whatever the hell it was. Okay, so that all came from him talking shit about AJ. So why is he going to stop now? AJ's still the money man. Now, if he loses, that means Deontay Wilder should talk more shit. Especially if it goes 12 rounds. If it goes 12 rounds and AJ somehow gets a decision, you know what Deontay Wilder's going to say? Let me tell you what he's going to say. Deontay Wilder's going to say this. He's going to say, you know what? I told you, just like Ruiz. He was scared. He fought scared. It would have been me. I would have knocked Usyk's ass out. His little cruiserweight ass. I should have went down there and finished the job myself and stopped this for everybody. But I can't stop ass whoopings. I can't fight everybody. I don't have to explain what's already understood. Y'all know that about me. Joshua fought scared. But don't worry. Don't wait. Make the date, mate. I was halfway through a large chunk when I got her, though. If Joshua loses, the money goes bye-bye if he decides to retire. Now, I don't think he's going to retire, though. You know? But there's no easy way out for Joshua. Juice and Wilder, Juice, Juice and Wilder was on the same platform, Showtime. Not Wilder fought. Juice ran from the inevitable. Um, I don't think he ran from it. He just offered him more money. I remember that because I remember watching the Klitschko fight on Showtime. Yeah, the Klitschko fight was on Showtime. I remember that. We didn't have the zone back then. He was on Showtime, but he wasn't exclusive for Showtime. They had a deal though. See, Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman were working together at that point. Now Helenius versus Wilder is a fight for a final eliminator. Fucking joke. Kurt Wilder turned down 120 million for 3 ass whoopings. I mean, I wouldn't say 3 ass whoopings. Because he knocked out Dominic Brazil. and they offered him 20 million for Brazil. They offered him 20 million. Yeah. But I'm not sure if it's for the WBC eliminator. I'm not sure. It could be, and I think it may be simply based on the fact of Helenius agreeing to fight Wilder, because it had to be something in store or something that was promised to fight Wilder. Scance is offering more money a new way of running from fighters. I guess that's a true statement. They did that because of the money. You know, well, yeah, I'd like to think so. Helenius even beat his rematch, and he still has to fight Wilder for a chance to fight for a WBC belt. Yeah, that's bad though. I don't like that. They did Joe Joyce like that though. Or no, they were going to do Usyk like that last year, if you guys can remember on the WBO end. See, Usyk was already the WBO mandatory. They wanted the Joshua uh, Fury fight so bad that they were going to make Joe Joyce fight Usyk. If you guys can remember, and the negotiations were piss poor. And I think the negotiations were piss poor because of the retaliation and the way Team Usyk felt about how that the WBO tried to screw him. See, if it was up to the WBO, Usyk would have never had the opportunity. Um, would have never had the opportunity to fight Joshua. Bunny, hey Kurt, hey Bunny. Saudis don't play the race card. Is it fight free on Usyk's YouTube channel, especially with the VTM existing? I don't know. I think, you know what I mean? I don't know if they'll monitor it. To be honest with you, I had VPN and that shit didn't work for me. I was in DR and I tried to watch Chisora versus Usyk, you know? So no. Yes, Usyk's team was going to take the WBO to court. Yeah, I mean that James. I mean it was it was the WB. It was the WBO. See, he did the same route as Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford and Oleksandr Usyk did the same exact thing. See, Terrence Crawford, and this is a WBO rule. If you obtain every belt, become undisputed, right? The WBO grants you an immediate mandatory position in the weight class above. So you have an option to move weight classes and become the mandatory based on your status of what you did on the weight class before. Okay? That's what happened. And Usyk did the same thing. Usyk obtained every belt at cruiserweight, and the next step in the next weight class was heavyweight. So that made him automatically a mandatory to fight Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua was the WBO belt holder, along with the WBA and the IBF and the IBO. Okay, so when them um, when them talking about when they turned around and said, "Hey, you know what, Usyk, we're going to make you a mandatory for fighting Joe Joyce," he was like, "Well, what the fuck? I've already done that. What do you mean? What the hell are you talking about? I've already done that." So yeah, they should have taken him to court. So what happened should have happened. Last year it went exactly the way it's supposed to went. Joshua had no business fighting Fury anyway. Fury had unfinished business with Deontay Wilder. If he didn't like it, he shouldn't have signed the contract to fight Wilder in the first fucking place for the rematch. Counterpunch. Okay? That wouldn't have had anything to do with anything else. He should have fought Wilder for one fight. But that didn't happen. It was a rematch clause involved. That's how Wilder fought him the third time. Good old Otto Eileen, the man who made his name by rubbing his glove in the laces into Fury's torn eyelid. Well, it wasn't his torn eyelid. You know who had a torn eyelid? Vitaly Klitschko. His side of his temple was torn in two places, not his eyelid, to be exact. But he did rub that shit. But I mean, it's a fight. It's a fight anyway. So when he moves up, he's mandatory. That's if he obtained every belt. You know, Terrence Crawford. That's just like them saying when Terrence Crawford got every belt, and then he moved up to 147. His first fight was against Jeff Horn, and this was back in 2019. Now, mind you, when he beat up Jeff, or was it 18? It probably was 2018. But Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao, right? And then Terrence Crawford moved up to fight him. That's just like them saying if Manny Pacquiao wanted to fight no, if Jeff Horn wanted to fight someone like Mayweather, that's like them saying, "No, Terrence Crawford, you have to wait now because we have a bigger fight better or bigger than yours." Fuck the rules right now, but we're doing this. St. Don, okay. They robbed Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. He fought him dirty and awkward, and they gave it to him in his home country. That's why they were afraid of Devin Haney. See, Devin Haney was in fear of losing the belt overseas. Ironically, the IBO is actually legit. In my honest opinion, there's never any drama with the IBO. They just go about their business, and they are actually an older sanctioning body than the WBO. Well, the IBO is the new. Wait, the IBO is the new WBO because remember the WBO did not really have power once upon a time. In like the early 90s, nobody gave a shit about the WBO. I remember James Toney was like, "You better give a fuck about WBO. They ain't real championship anyway for we." IBF always been the best as making boxers fight the mandatories. That's why Mayweather hardly ever fought for the IBF. Makes sense. Jaden Russia abuses human rights. Yeah, they run people up the flagpole, guys. They absolutely do. Man, but it's 2 days to go with Anthony Joshua and Usyk, man, and I'm like, dude, it's 2 more days. Day after tomorrow, it's on. Abby Seedorf. I stand with AJ, bro. Counterpunch to you. I thought the IBO rankings were computerized or something. Probably would be better if they were. If it was computerized and it takes man's decision out of it. Look at this shite. No, honey, that's a fighter to back. Got them boys running like roaches. Yeah, nobody really wants to fight at 135 no more, if you notice. Like you have Teofimo, which he was going to go to 140 anyway, to be fair. Then you have like Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia now is all of a sudden he's at 140. He don't want to fight at 135. You know. See, I mean, it's a lot of like, yeah, they're running from 135. Nobody wants to be undisputed. I don't worry about belts. I don't worry about belts, man. The belts they don't make me. Fucking Ryan. Kurt fantasy fight Usyk versus James Toney at cruiserweight. Who wins? Okay. It would be an interesting fight. If they fought in a phone booth, I would go with Tony, but chances are they wouldn't. Why? Ben Adams, I want you to, if you haven't, I want you to look up a fight of James Toney versus Vasily Jurov. I believe he was a Russian fighter. Jurov was a tough, rugged southpaw, and Tony broke him down, bro. But Jurov was a guy he liked to move forward at you because his strongest punch was this straight left to the body. If he hits you with that left hand, it's almost like a piercing punch that punched you in the middle of your solar plexus and it puts you down. He put a lot of fighters down with that punch. And he just worked. He had a great right hook and he came back with that straight left and he shot it upstairs sometimes. You know what I mean? So, he was one hell of a fighter as far as a pressure fighter wise go. And James Toney broke this man down. Now, it took him a while. He broke Jurov down, but Usyk is not Jurov. Usyk is a guy that he's going to come in and out. He's more athletic. So that's where the problem would lie. See, James Toney, he will come in with the shoulder roll, no doubt, and he will look for counters. And not saying he won't be successful in those times because I think he could land shots on Usyk. But see, the problem with Usyk is going to go in and out, left and right, and he's going to throw a lot of punches. He's going to put a lot of pressure on James Toney, and I don't think the type of pressure that James Toney will be comfortable with. See, James Toney wants you in front of him so he can set up those punches. Just like Canelo Alvarez. Is basically Canelo Alvarez fights a lot like James Toney. If you guys pay attention to Canelo now and you look at old pictures or old videos and fights of James Toney, I think fights or Canelo fights a lot like James Toney. I know Haney is the best rated, but Shakur is the tastiest to my eye. I like Shakur Stevenson. They need to fight, man. It just one thing I don't like about Shakur, he doesn't have enough power. If he was a hard punching motherfucker, I would have him whooping all those guys. But he's not. I think there's a lot of hard hitting guys in him that if they can hit Shakur, they might can hurt Shakur. Everybody lives safely as Saudis. Okay. Usyk is overhyped, bro. He will get knocked out by AJ Saturday night. Shabazz, go watch Ruiz AJ 2 before you criticize Fury Vlad. Counterpunch. Yeah, I mean, they were both pretty much kind of the same way. Just Ruiz was fat and short, and Vladimir Klitschko was not. That's pretty much it, lad. Usyk will bring the hate on AJ. Ooh. London is totally different now and not far better. Okay, you guys are talking about some political stuff. I'm gonna crawfish out of that. How come Fury hasn't fought Ruiz? Because I mean Ruiz hasn't fought any fucking body. Ruiz has fought once in 3 fucking years, bro. So I don't you can't blame Tyson Fury for not fighting Ruiz because Ruiz ain't fought nobody, man. He's fought nobody. Joshua outpointed him in Saudi Arabia. Okay. He outpointed him in Saudi Arabia. After that, he took a whole year of 2020 off. Then he fought once in 2021, and he has not fought since in it's fucking August, bro. So no, don't ask questions like that. Like, why is he having fought? Like, why Fury hasn't fought Ruiz? He ain't fought Ruiz because Ruiz ain't really about shit. He ain't done enough. He's been inactive too long. My knee, guys. I've hurt my knee. It's been hurting for a long time. I'm like, well, okay, if anything, motherfucker, if you lost weight, then your knee should be feeling better. That's less weight on it. You know what I mean? You were able to fight Joshua twice. Your knee didn't stop you from fighting Joshua twice. Right? You didn't fight in 2020. He said it. That's been hurting him for quite some time. It's my knee. Kurt, if the UFC did not exist, would we have more boxing matches? Absolutely. Adari, absolutely. You would have the cruiserweight division would be stacked. You would have more heavyweights. You would have more super middleweights. You'd have more everything. If it wasn't for the UFC, you would like boxing would fucking run shit. Boxing would be at every bar and everything. Like especially here in Louisiana because here Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, uh, uh, Florida's kind of brackish when it comes to boxing versus UFC, but like these places are UFC places. You don't have many boxing hubs. You got UFC, you know. You have UFC, bro. So that's what it is. So yeah, Ruiz has been a disappointment since having three title fights in a row or a short period of time. I mean, yeah, he had the Parker fight, then he fought like I think was the name Dimitrenko, I believe it is. Whatever his name was. He beat him. He fought Joshua, beat Joshua, title fight. So that was the second title fight. And he fought Joshua again for another title fight. So in 2 years he had three title fights. And then like he's actually he's 1-2. Okay. If AJ don't end that fight by 7 rounds, he will lose. Ooh. Fury just fought the most improved avoided heavyweight in the last 5 years and iced him out. I mean, we don't know that. Shit, he ain't fought anyone else. See the styles make everything happen. Kurt Usyk versus Joe Calzaghe at cruiserweight. Who wins? Calzaghe? Usyk. Because see, Usyk was more durable and he's fresh. See, one thing about Calzaghe was brilliant, but he was only like I think he fought at the wrong times. He wasn't given credit for beating Roy and Bernard Hopkins because they were both old. They were both way past their prime. Bernard, yes. Then Roy, yes. And they both did the same shit. They showed glimpses of what they would have done when they were earlier, I feel. They both dropped this motherfucker in the first round. And I think if they were like if he fought both of those guys 2 years before they fought him, he would have beat him. They would have beat Calzaghe. But Calzaghe, I don't want to accuse him of the waiting game. You know what I'm saying? I just think I don't want to accuse him of that, but uh, I think that he didn't fight the best representation of those fighters at the time. He should have fought Froch. Yeah, that he should have actually fought Froch because see, Froch was younger at that time. See, he was actually a guy that was in his prime at that time. Bars, James Locks. I accuse him, but he still was a great fighter. Calzaghe owed himself. I mean, no, listen. Calzaghe was born in 1972, bro. Okay, that put him now at 49. No, 50, right? Um, Roy Jones Jr. is 53. Okay. Uh, so that's 3 years. So if he would have fought Roy 2 years before he fought him, uh, that's all that would have been. I think Calzaghe was born in 72. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's 50. See, he just turned 50. Roy's a little older, a few years older, 53. Um, so when he fought Roy was already past that point of his line. Roy had peaked and then, see, he fought him in '08. So uh he fought Roy. Let's go back. What's '08? Um shit. 2022, 12, 8. What was that, 16 years ago? So 16 so Roy was 37. Roy was 37 while he was 34. You see what I'm saying? So like he was still in his prime. So I believe if Roy was 35, that would have been and he was 32 because you have to do this shit fair, you know. He would have done that. And Bernard Hopkins in '08, Bernard is dude like 60 now. That motherfucker's 57. So, 16 years of him. He's 41. So you fought a 41-year-old Bernard Hopkins. Kurt, AJ is coming to take Usyk's head off with the uppercut. Deadly. Abby Seedorf coming in. Kurt, Joe had a granite chin and would always outpoint Roy. I wouldn't call it granite chin. I would say Kawasaki's more like a Tyson Fury. He's uh he has heart. He recovers fast. But granite chin, no, I don't think so. Because I mean, he got dropped with punches now. I don't mean like Joe Joyce has a granite chin. Uh Canelo Alvarez has a granite chin. Danny Garcia has a granite chin. Hopkins did go on to have a great career after Kawasaki beat him. Hopkins was still winning world titles after that, after Joe. Yeah. I mean, but could you say that shit about Roy? No. Because Roy was done. Roy just wanted to fight for fun. Bars. But yeah, man, it's on. It is on. This fight is 2 days away. Thank you guys for coming in for this live stream. Stay tuned for more content. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And guess what? It's coming some more. God bless you all. You guys have a great day. Be safe. And I will see you on the next one. What's the day? Thursday. I will see you guys tomorrow for the weigh-in. So stay tuned for that. We will be live. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.